Welcome back. It is the Market Day edition of the Country Viewpoint on Flow FM, and we're getting things underway by taking a look at the wool markets with Andrew Partridge from Michell Wool. Andrew, nice to have you on again. How you doing?
Yeah, very well, mate. Counting down the last day of the winter.
Yes, I feel as though that is a fairly common rhetoric going around the traps right now, Andrew. Well, taking a look at the markets, it feels as though, once again, for all but the merino fleece types in the markets, we are in for some fairly lean times again right now, Andrew.
Yeah, there's a bit of a trend happening. We call the crossbreds and the carding market, the two-room types. We have two sale rooms in our wool auctions, and merino fleece predominantly gets sold in the number one room, they call it, and then the number two room where the oddments and things are, where we as a company buy most of our wool from. That market's going on okay. So the short answer is, any of those sort of qualities that are in low supply at the moment, be it crossbred wool and be it cardings, there's enough demand there to hold prices, but the same cannot be said for the merino fleece market, unfortunately. And we've got everything in our favour. We haven't got big offerings. We've got $1 that's down, and yet the merino fleece market, in the more expensive end of the market, it just doesn't seem to want to gravitate upward.
Tell us about the significance of the Chinese dollar right now, Andrew, and how that's affecting trade.
Yeah, certainly. So we've 99%, let's say, or 99% of wool sold into China is sold in US dollars. So we have a very strong, we look at the US dollar exchange rate against the Aussie. And there's a bit of rhetoric coming out at the moment, and I'm no economist, and maybe you could help me out here, fellas. The dollar plumbed down below 64 cents in the last 24 hours, and all of a sudden all the analysts start pumping out all the chart information. And there's a few doomsayers out there saying with the weakness of the Chinese economy, the dollar could, and their reliance on China, we're going to be plumbing lower levels in exchange terms. So that has a good and bad thing. Lower exchange rate because Australia is a net exporter, of course. We want low currency, so we can have our products easier to buy in overseas prices. But on the same breath, the Chinese consumer is a bit of a worry because he consumes a bit of wool. Dare I say, he's probably one of our major consumers. So it's going to be interesting. It's a bit of an edge. It's a two-edged sword. What I'm basically saying. Yeah.
And just looking at the AWEX weekly wool market report, there's sort of what appears to be that slightly sort of contradictory statement which indicates that wool on offer received good buyer support, but the prices on offer were consistently below those achieved during last week's auctions. Are you able to shed some light on that at all, Andrew?
Yeah, it's a funny one. Yeah, it's the old saying, dollar down, market up. Doesn't necessarily happen, does it, when the currency goes down? You've got to have demand. So you've got to have, say I'm doing business with you, and overnight your price is so let's say 900 US. I can't do that at 900 based on the currency of the day. But if the currency drops and you still want your 900 US, if I wake up today and the currency's better, now I've got more Aussie dollars, I can actually improve my price in Aussie terms, but you still get your 900 sales. So I ring you up in the morning and go, hey, you still want that 900? We do the business at 900 purely on the drop in the currency because we had that 900 US dollar price in your hand overnight. Now, if we don't have that price in our hand overnight or 24 hours, the lower dollar does nothing, does it? It doesn't actually, it's not relative to actually doing that sale. So you've got to have demand, you've got to have prices liquid in the market, and then have the dollar come down to actually influence the sale. Does that make any sense?
Most definitely. Just looking at next week, how do you feel about the next 7 days, given that there's not going to be a WA market?
Yeah, just messaged or we chatted my Chinese agents last night, and there's been a bit of business. So as I'm alluding to now, there's been a few sort of low prices in the market at the close of the sale on Wednesday night. The currency's dropped in the last 24, 48 hours, so that the Aussie exporters have got on the front foot and said, look, that price you wanted Wednesday night that I knocked you back on, can we do that price today? And I've heard there's been a few sales. So albeit, the Aussie price might stay where it is on account of the dollar, the currency coming back. So hoping for a sort of a bit better market next week, Ellis. But like I say, it's a headwind. The Chinese consumer and the Chinese economy is weighing, it's weighing on the market.
Andrew Partridge from Michell Wool, great insights as always. Thank you very much for your time and enjoy your weekend.
Cheers, mate.